Welcome to the DIY appliance parts tutorial video for a 42 frame condenser fan motor. We're going to be using the Century multi-fit 1/4 to 1/6 1075 RPM 208 230 volt 2 amp condenser fan motor. This is the smaller frame size, the 42 frame size, so it's a little bit tricky to install, so we're going to go through that together. Again, thank you for supporting a small family business when you buy from DIY appliance parts. First thing you're going to do is you're going to turn off all power to the condenser unit. We want to make sure that you're not going to get shocked when you're working on this thing. We would encourage you to take some pictures of where all the wires are going so that it's easy to reinstall. We are going to want you to take off the blade from the old condenser fan motor. If you're having a hard time pulling that off of the shaft of the old condenser fan motor, we do offer a pulling service at the shop. Feel free to bring that in and we can do that for you. Okay, so on the bottom of this new multi-fit condenser fan motor, you're going to find 8 holes. There's 2 mounting configuration patterns, essentially like bolt patterns. So take your old condenser fan motor and match it up to what pattern you're going to use, and the package will include the mounting hardware that you'll need in order to install it. Whatever holes are left over, make sure that you cover with the included caps. If it rains, we don't want water getting into the motor. Okay, that's going to be step number 1. Step number 2 will be installing your your existing blade onto the new shaft of the motor. I'd like you to put it essentially at the same height on the shaft as it was before on the old condenser fan motor. If there's a little bit of shaft coming through, that's okay. It's not going to affect function. Once everything is mounted, we're going to move on to wiring. Now, you will have received a new capacitor for your new condenser fan motor, and there will be a wiring diagram included in the package as well, but let's go through how you wire it. Your existing capacitor that starts the old condenser fan motor and the compressor is going to stay because it's still going to start your compressor. You will get a new capacitor that you are going to use for this new condenser fan motor. Step number 1 is going to be locating, let me move these out of the way so you can see, is going to be locating your contactor, which will be in the same area as your existing capacitor. The old condenser fan motor will have a black wire that's going to the contactor. You're going to take it off the contactor and you're going to replace it with a new black wire. You'll have a brown wire and a white wire that's left for this condenser fan motor, and you're going to install it in such a way as this. You got to include and wire in series this capacitor in order to start the new condenser fan motor. So here's what it looks like. You're going to have a brown wire going to one pole of the new capacitor. You'll have a white wire that's going to another pole of the new capacitor, and then you're going to add this wire here. You'll add a new wire, and you can use this. You can get a wire from your old condenser fan motor if you just want to cut one of the wires off of that, or if you want to go to the hardware store and grab some new wire, you're able to do that too. But you're going to do brown on one side and white on the other. You're going to add this additional wire, I don't care what the color is, and you're going to put it onto your contactor. You'll end up installing it like this: black where the black was and white on the other side. Black with black, white on the other side. Black with black, white on the other side. Remember, your existing capacitor will stay there, and what I recommend is simply zip tying the new capacitor to the old capacitor so that it's stabilized. That's going to be your install. Black with black, white on the other side, one side brown, 2 whites coming off the cap. There will be a grounding strap that you'll use for the new condenser fan motor. Mount it and then start it. If you don't feel airflow hitting your face because we're sucking the heat out of the unit, you can control the direction that this spins with this jumper here. And all you have to do is separate it and flip it, and it will go in a different direction. Okay, as always, if you have questions, feel free to contact us here at DIY Appliance Parts. Our telephone number is 951-304-1166. Thank you.